Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing the May 22nd Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a little time for myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I'll take a moment to look this over. The question is, do others share my perspective? Can I take a risk to find out? And this passage is about concept 5, which says the rights of appeal and petition protect minorities and ensure that they be heard. So this passage starts off with this person explaining that their home group ended their meeting with the Lord's Prayer, which this person did not identify with. So at a group conscience meeting, they brought it up, but it felt very risky and they felt very vulnerable. They didn't want the people at the meeting to turn on them. But the people at the meeting took this person's concerns to heart, and after several discussions, the group decided to close their meetings with a serenity prayer instead. So now this person does what they can to make sure that everyone's voice can be heard, especially at the meetings that they attend. Today's reminder: we learn what the minority voice is when we express our perspective. And the quote is from Reaching for Personal Freedom. Concept 5 says that everyone has a right to be heard. And we change our lives when we change our patterns of behavior. I guess what this means is speaking up, maybe. It doesn't say that specifically. So do others share my perspective? Can I take a risk to find out? And it does feel risky, doesn't it? For me, sometimes, I think. I feel like I always kind of tread lightly because I feel like for every individual there's a unique perspective. So when people agree on something, it's a really good thing because, or like even kind of a special and not unique, but kind of, because like I said, for every topic there can be as many opinions as there are people. So I guess the lesson here is that if I feel a certain way about something and I have an appropriate format to bring it up in, then I should consider doing that. And I guess when I do that, I should make sure that I do it in a gentle, compassionate way with humility in mind, my humility, other people's humility, I guess. It reminds me of a volunteer at a thrift shop, which is located within a church that I don't belong to, and um, I didn't grow up going to church, so every now and then, we're all volunteers, but every now and then something will come up and someone will make a statement and it doesn't apply to me. And sometimes I say, because someone will say, well, like they're speaking for everybody. They'll say, we don't believe this, or being this religion, we all believe this. And sometimes I say, we're not all this religion. Sometimes I just keep quiet because sometimes I don't know, I just don't want to make waves, and it doesn't it doesn't change anything for me, and I'm not looking to change anybody. Um, but then sometimes I feel like, they should like make it part of should. Whenever I say should, I'm trying to control a situation that isn't mine to control, I think. But it would be nice if people realized that not everyone feels the way they do. Or just because they're in a particular place, it doesn't mean that everybody feels the way they do. I don't know. It's a good reminder to share my perspective in an appropriate setting at an appropriate time. And is it worth the risk? That's for me to determine at the time. And what is my motive? What is my motive? Am I trying to control something that's not in my control? See, this person wasn't. In this passage today, this person wasn't. So, I don't know. Depends. Oh, there's a tab on this page. I'm going to take a minute and look this over. Oh, that's beautiful. I can see why this page has a tab on it. It is about understanding that we are all worthy of love, and it begins with someone saying that their biggest fear was that they were unworthy and flawed, hopelessly flawed, it says. When we work our program, we see our own inner beauty. We're powerless over alcoholism. Our higher power can help us overcome the effects of substance abuse. Specifically, the second and third steps are mentioned. And the second and third steps came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. And again, don't worry about the pronoun him. It can be whatever you want. It can be a she, it can be an it can be whatever you want. The second and third steps remind us that we are safe. gives us a spiritual foundation that our higher power loves us and that we are all we need to be. Today's reminder: it's important to strengthen our relationship with our higher power, because when we are close with our higher power, it is easier for us to recognize our own beauty. And the quote is from Louise L. Hay. She's actually quite amazing. She has passed on, but she is a quite an amazing spiritual teacher. So she says, paraphrased, we can rise above our problems to recognize our magnificence, and we learn to love ourselves. I just think this is a lovely passage because it just reminds me to just calm down, that I really have nothing to prove. I'm already exactly as I need to be. My higher power loves me. And it's so funny because when I say it, I'm like picturing like certain members of my family watching me, which they don't. I don't even think they know that I do this. And like they would be listening to me going, what is she talking about? But that's part of the reason why Al-Anon was so helpful for me, is because I come from a family where no one understands the experience that I've had with substance abuse. I'm so glad that they don't understand. They've not experienced it the way I have. And and it's not important that they understand the importance of my relationship with my higher power. And it is no reflection on how much we care about each other, love each other. It has nothing to do with that. I just got that weird, when I was talking about it, I just got that weird sensation of one of them listening to me and watching me and going, what? But this program has helped me immensely because my phone went off because it's 2 o'clock and it's time for me to meditate. My partner's upstairs putting together a filing cabinet that he just got from Facebook Marketplace. There's all kinds of things going on. But what I'm trying to say is that I find it very comforting and very helpful all the time, every day, multiple times a day, when I remember what Al-Anon teaches me. And that's why I come back to it day after day after day, because it reminds me that I'm fine the way I am, and I continue to make progress. Progress, not perfection, and that I'm just as worthy as everybody else. Everybody's worthy. Everybody includes me. I love that. That's what works for me, by the way. That's how I do that. I say, if everyone's worthy, then that includes me, because I'm everyone. I'm part of everyone. So, more wisdom from conference-approved literature today. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.